Once again, happy Wednesday, right?
Hunt
And
Day.
happy Hump Day, and I'm here with the one and only special guest, Jessica Hodler, and we're going to go over a few things here. We're going to talk about her path and her journey into Bitcoin. And before we do, want to make sure you guys head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin. Chris, get your $10 free Bitcoin, and also you can set up automatic DCAs. Also, make sure you follow me and Jessica and I on Twitter, and our info is down here somewhere. And with that being said, Jessica, thanks for joining me on my show. How are you today?
No, thanks for having me. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm alive and well. Can't complain. Can't complain. Thanks for asking. So, what's going on? Tell us about who Jessica Hodler is, and first of all, introduce yourself. And that way, for those people that don't know you, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, so I'm Jessica Hodler. I'm the COO of Plan B Passport. We're an immigration consulting firm where we help Bitcoiners to obtain a second passport in a jurisdiction that's beneficial for them. So basically, we work with 5 Caribbean islands where it's pure capitalism applied to a government service. You donate money to their government fund and they give you a passport. And lately, I've been shit posting a lot, per usual, and prepping for the Bitcoin Miami conference next week, which will be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Congratulations on your endeavors and being a COO. And sounds exciting. Sounds very, very adventurous, right?
Yeah.
And with that being said, that's super dope. So we'll jump into that first, and then we'll jump into how you got into Bitcoin in the first place. So with that being said, so you said immigrants mainly.
I mean, our main clientele is Bitcoiners just because that's our audience. But we help anybody who wants a second passport.
All right. So for those who are like clueless and live under a rock, right, and don't really know why they would even need a second passport or a foreign passport in general, can you explain to them the process and why they would get that?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, we talk a lot about flag theory and jurisdictional arbitrage. And flag theory is the concept of people planting different flags in different jurisdictions that serve them best in different ways. So whether it's looking for a better lifestyle, looking for a better regulatory environment for your business, or just simply having a plan B, or I like to call it an insurance policy, when shit or when and if shit hits the fan, you have a way out. So like the most recent example I like to give is we saw our Australian and Canadian friends basically locked in their country. If you had a passport from that country, you could not leave. So basically what people did was they said, okay, well, I want a way out. So they got a second passport, or if they already had one, they went and said, hey, look, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. You can't keep me here because I'm leaving with my second passport. So see you later.
Okay, absolutely. Canada and Australia have some of those crazy politicians, right? That, like you said, made them stay there. They also put restrictions on them if they didn't get vaccinated, right? So, absolutely, you would definitely need to have that as a plan B. I think you said that perfectly, plan B. And Bitcoin is definitely your plan B financially, but also if you want to travel, I think contacting you was a great opportunity. So, how long have you been doing this with the secondary passports?
So we've been doing it as a company for over 4 years, but I've been with Plan B for about a year and a half now.
Awesome, awesome, excellent. So, with that being said, uh, how did you even get into Bitcoin? Let's jump into that. What's your Bitcoin story? What's your intro? How did you get into the rabbit hole? Who helped you? Who introduced you? Who influenced you?
Yeah. So my story basically starts from when I was a kid. I was homeschooled. And so I was already raised on the principles of, do your own research, think for yourself, ask questions. Like I wasn't indoctrinated in the public school system like a lot of people were. But basically, I came home from college one day and my mom was like, Jessica, there's this freedom money called Bitcoin. You need to look into it. We need to get some. It's going to save humanity. It's going to save everybody from the chains of the financial system.
Hold on. Just stop you right there. You said your mom was orange pilled?
Yeah, so she saw
Shout
when
out to your mom.
yeah, so she saw when Max Kaiser was on Alex Jones's show when he gave him the laptop with 10,000 Bitcoin.
Oh wow.
But when she first saw it, I mean, it was really early on, so it was like you had to send cash to this guy in Canada in order to get Bitcoin. So it wasn't until like a few years later when she was like, okay, like enough's enough. Like, just we need to get our hands on some. Just we'll find a way. So yeah, I did my research, saw this is life changing technology. It's gonna like I said, save people from the chains of the financial system right now. So that was 2016. I didn't get on Twitter until 2021. My mom again was telling me for forever, get on Twitter. People are on Twitter, blah blah blah. But because of everything that happened with COVID, literally I would be in the kitchen with my parents. We would just be like ranting to each other, like, we can't be the only ones that are thinking this way. We can't be the only people that are freedom oriented. Like, why do people consent to staying in their homes, putting on their masks, and lining up for the jab? So my mom was like, Max and Stacy are on Twitter. Just go get on Twitter, see if you can find some like-minded people on there. And so that's when I started my shit posting career on Twitter. And it was actually right before the Bitcoin conference in 2021. So I was able to meet up with a lot of people then, met amazing people. And funnily enough, I was invited to this dinner from this guy that I had met like once, and he actually invited Katie too. And that's when Katie and I met, bonded immediately, obviously. And a couple of months later, she was like, what are you up to? Do you want to work together? And here we are.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I remember actually I met your mom.
Yeah. Remember we were in Austin with them.
Yeah, see now I remember now that we were in Austin. Yeah, Austin was so fun.
That was so fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
So shout out to you and shout out to your mom. That was dope meeting you guys, and we actually hung out with Max and Stacy.
Yeah.
That was epic. That was super epic, and it seems like to me, Max and Stacy have an intricate part in playing a role in orange pilling a lot of people. So they orange pilled me as well. So I got nothing but love for Max and Stacy, and I wouldn't even be a Bitcoiner, like I said in previous videos and clips, if it wasn't for Max and Stacy. So
no, for sure. I mean, we've been watching them like since Max was on RT. Like we've been
me too,
long
absolutely.
time.
I know. I used to watch. I used to be so hooked. I used to watch every single episode. Because they were predicting, a lot of the stuff years ago. And if you fade Max by now, and I say this as well, you fade Max by now, you're just gonna have fun staying poor. Max knows what he's talking about, and Stacy is so smart as well. So
For
you
sure.
just gotta take heed, right? And they know a lot. They've been around for a long time, and Max is so knowledgeable in the space, So I don't understand why people fade Max, or they like don't listen to Max.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to get people that, are just some, I guess, haters, like you're not going to make everybody happy. You're not going to please everybody. So you just might as well say what you want and what you believe and just, move on with it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I have my fair share of haters too. So
We all don't we all So I wanted to say I'm trying to figure out how we met.
Was
Just
Austin the
Clubhouse?
first time?
Huh?
Was Austin the first time?
Well, we met in person,
Yeah,
but
but on
I
Twitter.
think we met on Twitter.
It had to be.
Were you on Clubhouse?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's the power of the Bitcoin community, right? There's so many people in so many ways. I have no idea how we met. So
It had to be through Twitter because by the time I got on Twitter, it was 2020. It was like early to mid 2021. So Clubhouse was pretty much like slowing down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'm glad I met you, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to meet you. And I know that I know you live in South Florida.
Yep.
Excellent. And let's see. I remember talking to you and your mom. You guys are very conservative, right? And I know you tweet a lot about having both parents in the house and how you were raised. So I respect and admire that. And a lot of people. I know you get a lot of haters, but you get a lot of engagement. You get a lot of tweets, and I think it's important to have someone like you, brag about those values, because there's a lot of women that don't have. Unfortunately, they don't have that, but that doesn't mean they can't be a good person. But you're a great role model, to some women out there. So I want to encourage you to continue to post what you post,
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
and
I
continue to
mean,
do what you do.
no one's gonna stop talking about it. I mean, the latest one was like, my unvaxxed men or my vaxxed men tweet.
Let's
Uh,
hear
I will never marry a vaxxed man. But I mean, like the point stands. How if I can navigate the psyop that was COVID and the forced jabs, I would need my husband to have been able to done the same thing, because otherwise, how can I expect him to lead me and our kids in life if he can't, because I mean, I don't think it really took a lot to see, even to question it. You know what I mean?
I I definitely when anytime anybody says anything about the vax, I mean it's a no go. Like even with flu vaccines, that was a no go for me. So an unknown vax that they just fucking did out of warp speed and just wanted to give to everybody, that's a hell no for me,
No,
But
for sure.
most people did it out of they were scared, But I understand exactly what you're saying, right? Like you have to have that. You have to be. You have to stand on something, right? Because if you don't, then you'll fall for anything. And a lot of people fell for it, And
Yeah.
now they're saying that the vaccine just doesn't even help, and they're recalling the vaccine now. So now what? Now you're fucking stuck with the unknown virus in your body, and who knows what that's gonna do, right?
No, for sure. And I mean, just the like chance that my kids would be born with unhealthy or with whatever issues. I mean, I'm not gonna do that to them. And not only, I mean, like guys my age, there was no reason for them to get it. I mean, if they took it so that they could go to like a wedding or an event in the particular city, like no.
It's funny because in 2020, I probably traveled the most when everybody was shut down. I went to Texas, I went to Mexico, and I loved it because there was nobody traveling. Right, it was so quiet. The airport,
Yeah.
even on the mask, like they made us put on masks in the airport, right, and then on the plane, right. But I would always pull it down, and then they'd tell me to pull it back up, and I would get mad and like argue with. Because it's like I don't like being told what to do in general. Like, but you're trying to like enforce shit that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you go to a restaurant, put on a mask, and then as soon as you sit down, you can take off your mask? Like, that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me.
No, and as soon as you walk to the bathroom, you gotta put it back on because, this is so smart. It knows when you're standing and moving, it's the smartest virus we've ever come across.
I know it's so funny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, let's digress from the facts. I'm sure we triggered enough people already. Excellent. So you're going down to Bitcoin, or you are in South Florida. So you're going to Bitcoin Miami. Are
Yep.
you actually going inside the conference? Do you have anything set up for the conference?
Yeah, we've got a booth number 842 for whoever's going.
Okay, excellent. So you got a booth there, and how many days is it?
There's industry day and then two main days.
Industry day is Friday or Thursday?
Friday, Thursday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, cool. I should be down. I should be down on Friday, so I'll make sure to send you a message if I when I get down there.
Yeah.
Let's see. So with that being said, you know, do you have any other endeavors that you're working on? Do you have your own YouTube channel, or are you just working on, Plan B?
No, just working on plan B, working on my shit posting skills. Katie and I also do a like mini non-conference in Austin. It's called Underground Citadel, where basically we talk about all the rabbit holes outside of Bitcoin that Bitcoiners are interested in. So last year we had self-defense, home birth, hunting, um, like basically outside the regular medical system. What else? Those were like the main points. And this year will be a lot of fun too. We're, putting it together, see what best value we can bring our audience.
Excellent. I see that you like guns as well. I was actually at the gun range a week ago, or
I
2 weeks.
love guns. I
Yeah.
love
So you like guns, huh?
it too.
Most women don't like guns. I see that you do go and you do shoot. How long have you been into guns?
Yeah, so when I was in college, I would go shooting like 3 or 4 times a week. I took a bunch of classes. So I'm very familiar around a firearm. Like I'm very comfortable around it.
Excellent. I think that's very important in my opinion, and to have someone, your partner be, from a man's perspective, right? I think it's important that my woman or my partner, knows how to handle a gun, right? Because if there's something that I don't see that she can see, she can defend. She can also defend. She can also, do something about it in case I'm not, available, or if she's alone, right? And she can't, like, she has to know how to protect herself. So I think that's really dope that you know how to use a gun and that you're pro guns, right? Because a lot of people don't like guns. I don't get
I
this.
know.
What is wrong with
It's
people?
so annoying because they're so much fun. They're so much fun. Like the
Yeah,
last time I went shooting, um, our trainer had set up like all these different um sets for us to go to. So like you would go from shooting a rifle to then you would run to another spot and shoot your handgun, and then you'd walk with it shooting. Like it's so much fun.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, excellent. So that's dope. What's your favorite gun?
Ooh. I really have a place in my heart for 1911s. 45 1911s, those are my favorite. I also love 5.56 rifles for long shooting. I do enjoy those. What is it? I think it's like the Remington 500 800 blackout. I think that one. I think that's what it's called. Those are cool. Anything with a silencer, love those. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. All right, that's so dope. Does your mom shoot? Does your dad shoot? Or no? It's probably just you.
Yeah, I mean, like they know how to shoot, but I mean, they don't. I wouldn't say they're at the same like level, but they know how to handle a gun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So self protection, very important. You mentioned that home birth is something that you guys went over in the last conference that you had.
Yeah.
You're touching on a lot of things that a lot of people that not a lot of people, a few select people that I have in my circle. These are the things that they talk about, right? Because they want to protect themselves because our country's built on violence, right? Every day we hear about a crazy mass shooting, right? So it's very important that you are strapped because you want to be ready in case something happens because you never know what's going to happen, right?
For
So I
sure.
think that's very important. The hospitals also, a lot of people don't trust the hospitals. So the person I'm referring to, his name is Derek. He actually just had a baby and he had it in home birth, right?
Mhm.
So it's very important. He found it very important that he does it from home. Why did you and Katie decide to teach that in the mini conference that you guys had?
Well, so Katie has a son herself, so she was actually like planning the whole home birth process. Um, and like for me, even though I don't have kids, like I know that when I will have them, I will plan on having a home birth. Just because the thought of giving birth in a hospital under these fluorescent lights with these doctors all around me, like that does not sound fun at all. Plus, like I want to have that intimate moment with my husband. Giving birth to our child, that just sounds way better. And actually, what was pretty interesting is when we went over that topic, all the men in the audience, they had great questions. They were so interested in learning more about it, which was actually pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, I think more men are open to that than women, and I think it's because we've been conditioned to think that the hospital is the go-to place, which is, I mean, not knocking anybody who does, but what is the reason that Katie said that she wanted to do it?
Pretty much similar to mine. She like, well, first of all, like we don't really trust doctors that much. And just to have that intimate moment, that you're in control of what's happening. You're in control of, what happens to your baby afterwards because they'll take your kid, shoot him up with a bunch of shit. You don't get that time where, and the doula who came to our conference, she gave like all the reasons. Like they cut the umbilical cord right away when you're not supposed to. You don't get that touch immediately like the baby's supposed to. A lot of times they'll opt for a C-section just because it's convenient to the doctor's schedule, when it could have been a natural birth. So there's a bunch of reasons.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's dope. Is that something that you guys are continuously going to teach on, or is that just something that you guys did one time?
No, we'll do it again this year for sure.
Okay, dope. I think as an opportunity in the future, I think you guys should also, maybe do like a class on that, and like make it a digital format. That way you're able to reach the masses, and for those that aren't able to attend a conference, maybe do like a video, and
Yeah,
sell that IP.
yeah, so we actually recorded all the talks last year, and we made them accessible to everyone who came, and then people who wanted to get access to them also we did, and I think we'll be doing that again this year.
Awesome. Yeah, that's dope. Repurpose that. That's fire. Excellent. So because we're Bitcoiners, right? We're kind of like 1%, or we think different than others. We are the loners, right? In the society. How do you deal with being the only probably Bitcoiner, right? When you go out, if that, very few Bitcoiners. How do you handle that?
Yeah, so I mean, all of my friends are Bitcoiners and or red pilled. So I don't really it's, I don't really interact with people other than that. But when I did previously, I mean, I wouldn't keep my opinion to myself. I would, say what I think, and obviously would get a lot of backlash, or just told I was crazy and all this stuff. But I mean, it's just whatever. Like you can think that, and eventually maybe you'll see the light. But I mean, but I get it on Twitter all the time where I'm told like I'm stupid or naive or whatever. But it's just whatever. It's fine. It is what it is.
That's right. How would you? Or so some people need you, right? Some people need you to orange pill them and to get them out of their box. So how would you orange pill someone that is, stuck in the matrix?
Yeah, so I mean, and it's funny, I was talking about this the other day. People don't know the detriment that the money printer has caused. People are just seeing like, oh, we have this problem. Okay, we'll print more money. It's fine. They don't understand the value of scarcity. They don't understand the value of having permissionless money. They're used to the traditional banking system. So I feel like honestly, I feel like it takes a couple of times talking about it because the light bulb doesn't go off when they realize, oh yeah, like I don't have like actual control over my own money. I have to take like 10 grand out of my bank account. Like they they'll actually ask you, oh, okay, like why do you need this money? So when they actually realize that Bitcoin enables them to have monetary sovereignty in the fullest sense, I feel like that's when the light bulb goes off, and the scarcity aspect of there will be only ever 21 million Bitcoin. You can't inflate it, you can't counterfeit it. It's permissionless, it's unconfiscatable money. So I feel like really talking about the problems that exist and the problems that Bitcoin fixes, instead of just going straight to the solution of, okay, Bitcoin does this. It's like, okay, well, if they don't understand the problem, how are they going to understand the solution?
Excellent. I think a lot of people do understand, and they understand what's going on. They just don't know how to define it, I guess would be the correct way to put it. Because,
Yeah, well,
e-
it's funny. No, go ahead.
oh no, I was going to say, even the other day, I went out to the movies with my son, and I went to the grocery store the other day, right? And I'm buying the same stuff, and it's just worth, it just costs so much more. I'm like, I don't, sorry about that. I got a call coming in. I don't care because I'm fortunate enough to be able to afford it. But I'm like, how do regular people handle this? Because I know they can feel the gas. I went to the gas station. The gas is even higher now than it was a couple months ago. I'm like, okay, gas is higher, groceries are higher. I went to the movies. Me and my son, two people. We went out to eat. There was like they don't know what's going on now, they're never going to get it, or they're just
Yeah,
going to be, be a victim to the.
for sure. And it's funny because I've been seeing these videos where it's like the younger people are like, just don't let it inflate. Like what? Just don't just don't let it. So it's pretty interesting. That just, some people just don't understand.
Whew, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Where are your places that you would want to? Where's the place that you, if you can move out of the country, where would you move to? Where are the places that you want to move to, and where would you visit that you haven't gone yet?
Ooh. I really want to go to El Salvador. I want to see what's going on down there. I still have not been, but I need to get down there and see what's going on. I've been hearing great things. Um, what else? I really want to go to Portugal. Portugal seems really cool, and everything they're talking about, like in Madeira and stuff. Those would be like, but I mean, Florida and Texas, those are my homes.
Absolutely. Florida. I'm from here. I travel a lot. I love Mexico. Mexico's
Yeah,
probably
Mexico's
second.
cool.
Yeah, I love Mexico. Playa del Carmen specifically. El Salvador, I definitely want to travel to. Costa Rica. I don't. Europe is cool, but some people love to travel to Europe. I want to check it out, but I wouldn't move. I wouldn't live there. I would definitely travel there. I wouldn't live there.
For sure. Yeah,
So,
we went to Amsterdam last year for the Bitcoin Amsterdam conference, and then
wow, how was that?
oh my gosh, it was so much fun. There was like, I would say 3 to 4,000 people there, so it was a little smaller, which was great. I love smaller conferences. Um, Really cool group of people there. And Amsterdam's cool. And then afterwards, we did a little cut through to Paris, did like a little Paris meetup there. And then we went to Prague for the Lifetime Liberty Conference. And that was really cool, meeting a lot of like minded, freedom oriented people, building parallel structures. Was really cool to talk about.
Awesome, awesome. I've been in this company. I've been with this company called the Sun Exchange, and I want to go to Africa soon. Right, that continent. I don't know exactly what country yet, but I know there's a ton of countries right in Africa. But I want to check out Africa. You know, it's so large that it's crazy. Like we can't even fathom it. I always try to like let people know that we can fit like almost all the other countries inside of Africa. But I've been with this company called the Sun Exchange, and what they do is they pretty much, you buy solar panels, right? And you help. I don't know if you've heard about them, but you pretty much help them. You help those businesses get energy from the sun, and then they pay you in Bitcoin. So it's residual income. I've been with them since 2019, and I actually heard about them through Max and Stacy. So they're pretty dope.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I want to go check out, the country in general, but that's a great opportunity for people to make some money passively. Do you have any thoughts about work and like what people should do as far as making income, and what do you think about jobs?
Ooh. Um, I mean, I don't think there's been an easier time to make money than now. I mean, you can make money on the internet from wherever. You don't have to sit at a desk and be stationed somewhere for 40 hours out of the week. So, I mean, I don't think there's been a better time to make money than now. There are so many opportunities. Um, I, yeah, I don't, I like, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity.
A lot of opportunities, absolutely. I think jobs are here for now, but AI is going to take over a lot of jobs. What are your thoughts on AI?
No, man. Oh my gosh, Sailor said something the other day about AI where it's actually pretty scary because you can have somebody like make a version of yourself saying stuff that sounds like you, but it's not you. Um, so that's obviously something that's in the back of my mind. But I mean, I like ChatGPT is incredible, like the amount of information you can get from that. I mean, I saw someone like they were trying to figure out, they asked it, how can I make like $100,000? I'm starting at 1,000. And it gave them like a list of things that they could start today. And like part of it, like chat GPT could spit out for the actual job itself. Like it was crazy. And the new mid journey 5, I think it is,
Fire.
oh my gosh, it's crazy.
So fire.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Mid Journey is I actually used it to create a logo for one of my businesses, and it was so dope. Like, you just type in the prompt, and it comes up with
Yeah.
these different versions, and then you can change the version of it, and it's crazy. I think it's a net positive. For AI, like you said, I saw somebody online was saying that it helped them with their resume, it helped them with setting a budget, which it shouldn't be hard, but if you need AI for that, okay. Um, um, it can help out with a lot of things, and I think it's a good thing and a bad thing because it it stops us from thinking, being critical thinkers, which is the problem in my opinion with society now, is that we don't think enough, right? Like, we
Yeah.
don't do enough critical thinking. So even with our automatic, like when you text and like the words automatically pop up instead of you texting it, and we don't ever write down, like we used to memorize phone numbers, right?
Yeah.
We used to know so much because we had to know so much, and now we don't have to know so much. So now we're like lazy and we're like complacent. It's like a good and a bad thing.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, there was little to none critical thinking done before AI. So we'll see that go straight out the window.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Is What does Bitcoin mean to you, and why should people buy Bitcoin?
Hmm. Well, to me, Bitcoin is one of the most life changing, complex, and fascinating inventions of our time. Um, I think it really, oh no, I think he left.
No, I'm here. I'm here. You got the
Oh,
stage.
okay. No, I think it attracts the hardworking, the optimistic people, people who want to work towards a better future, and it actually fulfills a vision that the cypherpunks had. I think that Bitcoin is a very better and fair future. I mean, it's censorship resistant, it's monetary sovereignty for the individual. It provides everyone to be in charge of their own wealth while cutting out central banks, which people haven't experienced before. Like when people realize that you can be in a situation where you can do what you want when you want with your money, you don't have to trust anyone with your wealth. You could literally travel the entire world with 12 to 24 words in your head. Um, and in a world where we're seeing how our basic human rights are being stripped away, Bitcoin gives us the freedom we deserve. And I just think about Bitcoin in the terms of freedom and that it's freedom technology.
Excellent. Yeah, Bitcoin's different things to different people. So, freedom is one of the most important ones in my opinion as well. Being able to, like, people do not understand what freedom is because they've been so confined to the matrix, right? And
Yep.
when you start to glitch out of the matrix and when you get a taste of freedom, you don't want to go back, right? Because
Yeah.
even myself, back in 2016 when I first got introduced to Bitcoin, I was working. I was working at Hilton, and when I didn't even know anything about Bitcoin, right? And I was listening to Max. I was just getting into Max and Stacy, and I was just buying it to buy it. And when I bought it, it was like 500 to $1,000. I'm like, and when I first saw it, I was like, I'm not about to pay $1,000 for this shit, $500 for this shit. Little did I know that would be the best thing I've ever done, right? But we mistake the price for value, and as Americans, we are very spoiled rotten, right? And
Yep.
I say this all the time, and I've been saying it since Clubhouse days. Like, we are very spoiled, and we don't understand the value of Bitcoin until you go to. That's why I love to travel, right? Because when you go to Mexico, you see people that are less fortunate. You go to Jamaica, you go to Africa, you go to all these other countries, even El Salvador. These are and were third world countries. So, like, they don't even have running water in
Yeah.
Africa. They don't have AC in Jamaica. a lot of things that we take for granted of every day. So that's why I encourage people to travel. But once you get a perspective of how blessed we are, we it puts life into perspective. And I used to shop a lot. I used to buy a lot of, designer things. And now it changed my whole perspective on buying shit, because bitcoinershit.com, right? You could buy something today. And instead of you buying that, if you would have bought Bitcoin, you would have X amount of dollars, right? And when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, is it really worth it, right? Like my Louis belt, my Gucci belts, my shit that I don't even wear these things, right? They're sitting and collecting dust. But if I would have bought that amount of Bitcoin back then to now, I would have what, 10x the amount. So it's like when you realize that, it puts things into perspective. What are your thoughts on, shopping and, short time, the time preference, right? And just wasting money on frivolous things.
No, for sure. I mean, I would say I definitely have low time preference. But that doesn't mean to say like I don't enjoy, experiences and traveling. But I mean, at the same, like, I mean, you only live once, like your Bitcoin isn't going to go with you when you die. But at
Yes, it
the,
is.
I mean, obviously you'll pass it down to, your generations if that's what you do. But I mean, I think it's a balance. I mean, if you're in a position where you can spend money, I mean, by all means. But if you're someone that's trying to build generational wealth, then that's something that you should consider.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's always balance, right? So
Yeah.
if you can afford those things, do it. And I'm not saying that it's bad to buy these things. I'm just saying you have to compare and contrast.
No, for
And
sure. But I mean, sell all your chairs. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I'm sitting on a chair right now, I'm short Bitcoin. So
are you a Bitcoiner if you have chairs, guys? I don't think so.
no, you're not. If you wear clothes, not a Bitcoiner.
It's so funny. Excellent. So make sure you continue to post. And what do you have Instagram? Are you just on Twitter? Are you on any other social media platforms?
Yeah, I'm newly on Instagram. Same handle. I share more like of my day-to-day stuff. I do share my shit posts on there, but it's more of like a lifestyle. But yeah.
Awesome. I'll make sure to follow you, and it's at Jessica Hodler, right?
Yep.
Same handle. Any last words before I let you go?
Um, Bitcoin is freedom. We will win. Klaus and his minions of the WEF. We will own things and we will be happy. And life is beautiful with your fellow Bitcoiners, your fellow freedom fighters. I mean, even with everything that's going on around me, I live a beautiful life. I love the people that I surround myself with, and I have a lot of hope, and I'm optimistic for the future.
Excellent. And how can they get a hold of you for, Plan B for their passport if they want to fuck out of the USA, right? Or any other country for that fact.
So you can DM me.
So leave that information. So if you can, please send me that info in a DM, and I'll add that to the stream because this is going to be on YouTube as well. So with that being said, excellent. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. I know you got plans and whatnot, so we're going to cut the show a little bit early here today. So thank you for joining me on the show. Thank you for, introducing yourself, and thank you for providing that value with Plan B with you and Kate, right? Katie. Kate.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much. We'll make sure that we stay in touch. And if you need anything, of course, let me know. And with that being said, we'll see you later. And thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Absolutely. You take care. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. And with that being said, this is Bitcoin Chris checking out, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had Jessica Hodler on the show. She has her business with Kate that she's doing with helping everyone get a Plan B passport. So make sure you get Plan B with your Bitcoin, right? And then make sure you get a Plan B with your passports. All right. And with that being said, before we end the show, Make sure you head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get your $10 free Bitcoin. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure that you tune into all the other videos, right? Go watch all the other videos that I've posted. And make sure you go check out all the other live streams that I have done with other Bitcoiners in the space. So shout out to Jessica. Shout out to everybody that I've had on as guests. Also, if you guys want to get some collagen, right? Make sure you guys go check out collapop.com. Use promo code 30 to get 30% off. You know, collagen is a protein in our skin. It helps with your skin, hair, nails. They're one of the sponsors for the show, so make sure you go check them out. And again, make sure you use promo code 30. That link will also be below in the description. And again, make sure you head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll make a video later on going over the Sun Exchange and how they once again help out with small businesses and businesses in general in Africa, and how you can get power from the sun and get paid in Bitcoin. See you guys later. Peace.